LAWMA ẹ lè ní bóyá sister ẹ̀gbọ́n or àbúrò yín or ọ̀rẹ́ yín kan tó ń ṣe because kí ni wọ́n fìyà jẹ wá ní àwọn LNSC àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tó kù àwọn tí ń gba minimum.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now.
Unfair. So those of you who don't understand Yoruba fully, right? The lady is lamenting their poor pay. According to her, it's been up. They were told that their salary has been increased to 85,000 naira minimum wage. That's the minimum of for anyone who is working with or working for Lagos State. But sadly, those who took the contracts of cleaning Lagos that hired them, they have been paying them 30,000 naira, and only once in a while you see an extra 10,000 naira added to their salary, making it 40,000 naira. So 40,000 naira out of 85,000 naira, that's so like too much of a greed for you guys who also have access to your own money. You have access to this, you have access to that. We don't. And according to her, people have lost their lives, okay, doing this street cleaning job. We've had people who have been killed by trucks, and others who have lost their eyes and even their lives from the dust that the passing trucks sort of blew in their eyes. In all of this, for just 40,000 naira, okay, that is so. It is so heartless. It is inhuman. They should consider that. A lot of people are so afraid of speaking out because they do not want to be sacked, lose their source of income, so to say. So she had to make that video. LAWMA. I hope she won't lose her job though, right? People can be so mean, and they don't see it as anything, because Nigeria is a place where we call it a dog eats dog, right? Where you see all those big men in those fancy cars, where you get to see how they come by with the money to buy those fancy cars, and you will see the victims, the real people they robbed of their own sweat just for them to look good out there. It is a Nigerian thing. I hope they get that fixed. Maybe I can only hope. Remember Jingir, that just Plateau State-based Islamic Sheikh, Abina cleric, the champion of the Mumu ticket, Muslim ticket. He just dropped one verse, and it's a complaint. He's a Tinubu's guy for some reason. He could possibly have picked up his phone and called Tinubu to complain that Tinubu has not appointed any Muslim from, according to him, he said Tinubu has not appointed any Muslim from Jos, from Plateau State, since Tinubu came to power. He also said that Lalong, which is Solomon, no, is that his name? No, his name is not Solomon Lalong. Lalong, you know Lalong, right? Lalong is the former governor of Plateau State. He is a senator right now. He is a former minister under Tinubu who resigned and took up his seat as a senator after a court ruled that he is the senator. So he is accused of removing all Muslims from the political office in Plateau State. Again, this is a dog whistle by one man who is a champion of this dear Mumu ticket, the religious supremacist.
Nasa duk da ƴan uwana da komai, kuma na san kai Kirista ne da aka ce ka yadda musuluncin ya ci gaba, za a yi zaman lafiya, na ce a zaɓe ka. Yaya aka yi kuka kori musulmi a APC a Plateau? Ba sauran musulmi, kuma mu muka kawo jam'iyyar mu zuwa yarana. Daidai ne a ce da hannun su Lalong, kai ba hannun Lalong. Ba tsammani Lalong zai ce a kori musulmi a APC ba. To ku yan wana al'ummar musulmi da muke son lafiya da zaman lafiya kun sallama jam'iyyar da aka yi muslim aka yi Tinubu ya ci ko da karfin Tinubu da ya ci dan Allah da nace kuma zaɓi musulun dukan mu nan waye bai zaɓa ba ya kamata a ce Tinubu ya sani ko bai sani ba ya aka yi Tinubu din har yanzu ban ji musulmin da ya ɗauka min a Plateau ba amma ya ɗauki kiristoci guda kaza ya aka yi haka ko kuna jin ni zan ce ya zo ya zaɓe ni yi gwamna ne ko zo ya naɗa ni minista wane shi me ma'anar wane shi ni ba zan yi ministan ba amma ni Tinubu a guri na mai daraja ne a guri na Tinubu mai gaskiya ne a guri na Tinubu mai jin magana ne amma mayagun bayi sun je sun kewaye shi wai har da wani barawo tsohon kirista da ya ce wai sai a yi yakin musulmi da kirista a Najeriya ya je ya saci jiragen ruwa wai sun je wai gidan Tinubu wai sun ce kar a bamu makami sai su kan sun zaɓi Tinubu kiristocin Plateau sun zaɓi Tinubu mu fa Allah sa Tinubu ya ji
nuisance leleyi.
So we want to see what he can do about it then. Again, what can you do about it, Mr. Jingiri? You know, one thing is that, fair enough, he's not blaming the Igbos this time around. When Tinubu removed subsidy and everything gone south, Jingiri told his followers that it was not Tinubu that removed the subsidy. It was the Igbos that removed it in order to tarnish the image of Tinubu, make the Muslim ticket a failure. He said it boldly. So now that Tinubu, according to him, has failed to appoint Muslims from Jos or from Plateau states, and along using all his own political clout at the same time to, according to him, to chase away Muslims from Plateau states. So that's fear that somehow it is not the fault of the Igbos, because it's usually their fault according to this mofo. He's one of those who have been blowing the dog whistle on this religious and tribal extremism from northern part of Nigeria. Fortunately, it's actually in the middle belt part of Nigeria. It's not even in the northern part. But yeah, on ground foot soldiers for their bigotry, using religion and all that. So we want to see what he's going to do. What are you going to do? Nothing. You will do nothing. Just like Soludom was talking to some group of people in his, I think in his office, right? Soludom said, you know, he's been clamping down on traditional worshippers in Anambra State in the last few months. So initially, Soludom told the traditionalists, arrested traditionalists who are currently in detention, that one in itself is so wrong, so illegal. But yeah, Nigeria is in itself, right? An illegal, lawless contraption. Soludom picked up traditionalists and locked them up while he continued investigating if they were fake or real. Then he gave them the condition and said, listen, if you have been arrested, locked up in Anambra State as a traditionalist, if you can disappear from detention, your entire case will be dropped. So that means if I happen to be a traditionalist, I am illegally arrested and locked up for God knows what the Soludo and his gang are all about, right? So if I can disappear, like just, over like that, disappear, then my case will be dropped according to Soludom. But when he was talking to this, while he was talking to these guys, he said, the traditionalists have deceived the people for so long. Can you imagine these guys who goes about and say they are making people rich? They can make you rich. They can turn you to this they can turn you into that and make you so much money, blah, 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 blah. Now, one of them happened to be a known guy whose son or whose child, right, work as a waiter at one hotel in Anambra. Your papa, they make people millionaires or billionaires through his traditional power. But yet you, his child, you have to go and wait a table in one hotel just to survive. I don't know. He's mocking them. Don't forget to Soludom.
You get to prison years all over the world. I use fill up the place. Because these guys promise them, because we have done this charm, you can carry drugs, and then the machine will not detect it. And when they are caught, the fault is told to be on them. Exactly. Maybe because you looked at a woman. That's why the charge is So, meanwhile, you said, one of the big ones that sell with us, his son is a waiter in a hotel in Imo. Don't want to say his son works as a waiter. Whereas he's the one promising young man, he's making how much money do you want? You want 1 billion, I will make it and you will get it. You will get this and so on. We have now taken samples from some of their things, just to see if there is human blood. Because children are missing. Exactly. Children are missing. It's at the heart of all of this. The nexus between this, drugs, in our own place, land grabbing, cultism, and then kidnapping. Because once people have been brought up with the mindset that you don't need to work, then when they try this, it doesn't work. Easy way. They try Yahoo, it doesn't work. The next is to go into kidnapping. Buoyed by the institutions and the architecture, the institutions, the structure that fuels this, is this whole these doctors and all of it, who now giving them a totally different worldview, ideology, that money just can come from heaven. You don't need to work. All you need is to get the job, and then you become a billionaire. So we want them, with part of our law. Yes, if you say you do, people can get wealthy by magical means. We'll bring you. Do it later. No, I'll go and bring all the poor people, including me. We will all line up. Start making us. Meanwhile, he's going to make you a billionaire, but he needs money from you. He can't make himself.
No, the physician must heal himself.
Yes. No, so anyway, my brothers, I think I deeply put up the outside here.
I mean, his argument is plausible, all right? Because that's what some of these DBS, as far as pastors in that contraption, that's what they do. The pastors who are preaching prosperity, they too need some money from you, and then they will make you very rich. If you go to these DBS as well, the Babalawos, they need some money from you to make you money rituals so that you can become very rich. So his argument is plausible, but at the same time, it is also like illegal to some extent. Illegal in the sense that except somebody is actually really committed a crime that is against your law, for example, obtaining by false pretense, that's a fraud, right? So you can pick them up and try them, not this random clamp down on traditionalists and then blame them for the insecurity in your state, the kidnapping and all of that. So you get, even though in his statement, he said they did some, amongst the stuffs they collected from some of these arrested guys, they figured out that they found their human blood. Now that, if it is true, that is something worthwhile. So whoever is that culprit in that same vein should normally be arrested. Should normally be tried and not just lock them up until people turn your government house into like a mecca of sorts, where everybody is coming in to actually appeal to you, beg you, and you can entertain them with all kind of make-believe stories, but it is what it is. Okay. So before we wrap it up this evening, How many of you saw what happened at the PDP Secretariat, National Secretariat in Abuja today? I am still figuring out what happened that it was so unruly, rowdy, and all that. PDP in Abuja. Do you know what happened there? I've not been able to find. I know they are like fighting themselves as usual, right? But this is supposed to be the opposition party to challenge Tinubu. Not. I have it on a very good authority, by the way, that there is a chance that PDP will not even have a presidential candidate in 2027 if they make it that far. There is an expected Supreme Court judgment that will put a final nail on the coffin of PDP, courtesy of Wike, as well as the guy parading himself as the PDP's national secretary. I can't remember his name right now. So to those of you who are preparing for or looking forward to 2027, well, there's so much to unpack from that at the end of the day. Break up this contraption. Save the lives of the innocent people that are being deceived into believing that maybe you have a chance against this establishment. Break up the contraption. Save lives is the message. I saw a video of a supposed what do you call that thing again called? I mean, the student loan. NEL fund, I think it's called. Tinubu's fake student loan, which is pretty much like a job for the boys, money for the boys. It was spotted somewhere, I think in Sokoto. And honestly speaking, this guy was talking to this, he was addressing in my own, to the best of my own understanding, right? He was addressing students. These are supposed to be students, not Alemajiris, illiterate. So he's telling them about the student loan and how to sign up. I'm like, listen, if this is real, or real, no, it's partially real though, right? However, if this is what it should be, everybody as a student should be able to go on and sign up. Everyone, from everywhere, as long as you have access to internet, you should be able to sign up using your own student identity or identification and all that stuff. Sign up, the name of your school, your matric number, your this, yeah, right? Anyway, I saw this and I'm like, is he addressing Alemajiris illiterates or is addressing students? But it is also part of the agenda of making it look like they are working.
Is there a phone I can just hold? So If you have it, thank you. If you have a device like this, and you go online, as long as you have data, and you put in www.nelf.gov.ng, you can sit down and apply for this loan. And for the next 30 to 60 days, if you don't know anybody, you don't see anybody, you don't talk to anybody, you don't leave your room, you will receive an alert on the same phone with your stipend, and you will receive a notification that your school fees have been paid. You don't need to know anybody, you don't need to know the MD. If you never see me again, it won't make a difference to you getting this loan. Isn't that amazing? I think the president deserves a round of applause. So, I'm going to run through this very quickly, all right, because I think that this is one place where, with the dynamism I've seen in the leadership and the students I'm seeing here, you're so on the ball, so sharp. You're all so sharp. What happens once you go online, you put in some very basic information. One, we need to know that you are Nigerian. This loan is for Nigerians. Your name is required. We need to know that you've accessed the institution properly. So your JAM is required. But I'll come back to JAM. Your date of birth, your name. And you also need to have your matriculation number or your admission number. If you have all those things and you put it into the system, we will cross-check it with the information we already have. What's the information we have? We already have data on all of you. Your school has provided us with all the data I talked about. Once you put that information in, it cross-checks with what we have on our database. Once it cross-checks and confirms that it's you, that's why we don't need to see you. It tells us that the person who's applying for this loan, if they have all this information, it must be that person. Don't share your information with anybody so that your identity is not stolen. But once you have that information, it cross-checks with what we have in our system, and it then says, okay, you are allowed to create an account. To create an account, one of the things you need to do is put your email address in the system, account create. Is there a phone I can just hold?
We have a phone. A phone I can just explain to you how to go and sign up, and you don't need to see you, just we'll pay your school fees, blah, 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 blah. According to them, so far so good. They said they have disbursed. They've given us like conflicting figures, contradictory figures anyway, but that's who they are. In the last 1 year under Tinubu, according to these guys, they said that they have disbursed over 30 billion naira. However, Wale Edun, including Tinubu, said they have disbursed over 600 billion, over 100 and, okay, now I've got like about 3 figures in my head. The first one, they said they have disbursed over 600 billion naira to over 600,000 students. And they cut it down, they said they've disbursed over 200 billion naira to more than 300,000 students. But these guys said they have disbursed over 30 billion naira to more than 100,000 students. We went on their website to see all these statistics, but there's nothing to prove to us that indeed 100,000 students or 200,000 students or 600,000 students have been given money. But it is APC, Egbekegbe. You understand? And as we know, propaganda, lanje. So, brethren, because of our traffic tonight, it simply means that we won't take calls again. I'm going to probably see to that next time. So thank you so much for your time with me this evening. It's been a wonderful one, as usual. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. And hopefully we are going to start our reading very soon as well, as we have a pile here to cover. Well, I'm going to see you again when I see you. Until then, right? Don't stop watching Mayegun. Don't stop sharing. And at the same time, don't stop supporting this platform, as always. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́.